All right. Welcome. Welcome to my world, my fantasy world. Somewhere in my world, we can actually do something, make a difference. Use this energy of spirit. Draw in from the earth, draw in from the air, and create. Create solutions. Solutions for you. Solutions for all of us, because I can help you. I'm helping me. I'm helping everybody on the planet. So I've spent the last 50 years coming up with some ways of going from poverty, in the sense of not having money and being sickly or being disliked or traveling and never making any friends, all the things that can happen, and being able to go ahead and come up with a wonderful, wonderful ending for a life that's full of challenges so far. Now, I want you to know the challenges are what make you strong. Don't run from challenges. Don't be afraid if you're going to have to work to be able to be incredible. It's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. I'm 70 years old. When I was young, I was bullied, I was picked on. And you know what? It doesn't happen much anymore. Not because I bully people or pick on people, but I'm no longer in a victim mentality. Now, I want you to come out of the victim mentality believing that you can't have a home, that you can't do something in your local community to make a difference. It's not true. That's the first thing you got to believe. The other thing is, we don't get old just because time passes. That's a fallacy. We get old because we don't take care of ourselves. If you do, honor the vessel. Even if you start at 55, even if you start at 60, you can bring it back to life. You can bring it back into form. The earlier you start, the better. Don't let it get out of shape. I'm telling you, kids that are not even 18 yet, the body you have at 18 is the body you get to recover anytime on later in life. But if you never get a good body, by 18, by 20, then what are you going to go back to if you never have something to work with? So a lot of kids today don't understand. It's the most important time of your life is to work out between 12 and 20, to build that body into something you can be proud of. It's going to be hard. You may be skinny. But if you see it and you believe it, you'll start eating the right way. You'll start working out and looking at things as an opportunity to get stronger, to get better. And guess what? Guess what? You can. You really can. Now, I was 55 before I believed this. Yeah. Half a century and change. I thought I was old. I was. I was older than I am now, physiologically speaking. I have the metabolism of a 52-year-old. I'm 70 years old. I have the best physique I've ever had. I'm the most shredded I've ever been. I'm the most limber. I can do the splits. I can do fingertip plank push-ups. These are things that I would not have believed were possible when I was 15 years old, 20 years old, 30 years old, 40 years old, and especially 50 years old when I started to really feel like I was getting old. But I changed the way I believed. I changed the way I felt. I began to love myself instead of beat myself up. Because I was crippled in my early years. Because I was arthritic. I had to learn to love my vessel, love myself again. After many years of growing up, hearing that voice in your head telling you got to be better, you're never good enough, you're broken, or whatever your issues were, being picked on by people. I understand that. Being poor, that's its own trial. Doesn't matter what color you are. If you're dirt poor and you're in a town like Las Vegas, there's no mercy. So, no excuses. If times are hard, then time to get to doing something. Be innovative, be creative. If you're waking up for the first time to the fact that you can be incredible at 70. I mean, that's quite an awakening. I was 55. I hadn't heard of chakras. I hadn't heard of doing yoga. I hadn't heard of Qigong. I hadn't heard of youthing. Yeah, youthing. You need to learn about it. If you haven't learned about it, watch that 118-year-old man at the 2012 Qigong Convention International. Watch him. You'll be amazed.